Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. So as you probably noticed, I am avoiding anything that relates to this comeback by Stray Kids with this and that and everything that relates to the album, which I will be checking out the album sometime next week. It's not going to happen today, unfortunately, but um, it is interesting. I felt like because of how much the trailer for this and that kept me guessing, and I felt like maybe I should just play off of that vibe and not check out anything that relates to this comeback, just to be as much in the dark as possible. And also, it is interesting, some comebacks I react to everything under the sun, and other comebacks I avoid everything as if I'm avoiding the sun. And it's always kind of like, I guess, semi-spontaneous. And this time, because of how much the trailer had a hold on me, the only thing that I really did was dive into you guys' comments about the meaning of the trailer. So I definitely feel a little bit smarter now and not as if I was actually reacting for the first time to the trailer, where I felt a little bit dumbfounded and just had fun with the trailer as opposed to really overthinking everything as I usually do. But it ended up being a really fun reaction. But I did get a few comments saying, well, I was kind of hoping that you would, say something, and you didn't. And I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, this and that. The official music video is out. I will be talking, I guess, a little bit about the actual like trailer as we move forward with this music video, but I did want to mention how basically the trailer is Stray Kids not imploding, Stray Kids imploring you to choose authenticity and individuality in a world filled with fakes, which is why you have different concepts for different members. Someone like Bang Chan basically is serving everyone, almost like serving the music and always trying to do the best. Some other members are focusing on like avoiding being photographed. Felix, for example, is like uh, maintaining like a quote unquote sweet image because there's like he's literally eating a brownie of himself. There's Hyunjin, of course, who is constantly being eyed as the one to maintain a performance because he's dancing in his sequences and whatnot. I felt like the trailer, after looking at you guys' comments, really also touches about some. Ironically, I was so surprised that it is, for some people, it's so hard to separate AI from reality. I remember the amount of comments that something like Dirori by Meow got. Everybody, so many people, not everybody, a good chunk of people commented on my own reaction thinking, yeah, this is cool, but I wish it wasn't so much AI. The song is literally poking fun at AI, recreating something that AI can't actually create itself, because there's like a nuance to the music video, the way that it looked hyper realistic, so much so that it feels off because it was shot at 60 frames per second, and because of that you get like this disorienting feeling. And then the this and that trailer is also kind of like poking that fun at AI in a psychological horror movie vibe, that it seems so fucking real because it's so, to some people, indistinguishable. You can separate real from AI, much like you can separate Stray Kids from who they are as human beings versus who they are as the image of Stray Kids that is portrayed online, and the different, I guess, images of who you would like Stray Kids to be. And there was also like an interesting comment that I read about lawsuits and deepfakes. And I think that Stray Kids or members of Stray Kids are like potentially have a lawsuit against someone, or there's some sort of a situation where they were used, as deepfakes. And that is a whole different conversation that really goes off the rails and into a very dark place. So the fact that the trailer could be touching on that as well, I'm not sure if it actually does, but Stray Kids do have a knack in taking some real life events, whether it's like what was it, the Met Gala paparazzi or whatever it was, you know, the photo gesture with Bang Chan, that was very reminiscent. That was basically a nod, a clap back to that. They do have different moments where they kind of like acknowledge real life events and put it into their music videos. So it would be interesting to see how far, and I don't even think that it's something that they would even talk about unless it's like 20, 30 years down the line where they can, you know, finally like talk about all the secrets and everything else about the industry and the different people that they might have been calling out and whatever. But regardless, going online, the track itself, This and That, represents a confident, genre fluid anthem about artistic freedom, which makes sense a lot with the actual trailer, about breaking from this norm that is kind of like AI being trapped in this creative jail, so to speak, creative prison, and gaining your artistic freedom. So breaking boundaries, artistic freedom, and pursuing whatever goals they desire without being boxed into conventional rules. Produced by their in-house team, 3Racha, of course, the title reflects a casual yet bold flex of versatility. Without further ado, let's get into it. Everything I do, I got this and that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, I got this and that. That was so cool. What the fuck? From the get-go with the clock. Everything I do, I got this and that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, I got this and that, this and that. Cappuccino and Americano, I'll take this and that, this and that. I'm a ripper show and I hit the studio, I do this and that, this and that. Groovy, I get gotta look at me. Oh, they're headless. Still moving, stop the 9, 가만 봐도 분위기는 자칫 내비도 그래도 찾아먹지 의식성대로 오지랖 곱빼기 빼도 요청 나를 써놨어. Oh my god. Why are you whispering at me in the midst of all of this craziness? This is so unfair. Hi. I hope his recovery is close to over or whatever with the ankle injury that he suffered. This is so fucking amazing. And stop denying with your eyes closed, the vibe still thriving. Leave us be. Literally, they say, leave us be. We'll find what we want our own way. We don't want to. It's like literally that box is like the equivalent of like the trapping mechanism from season 2 in JJK where they trap Gojo. It's like it constantly wants to trap us. It constantly wants to seal us, and we won't let it. You know, weird analogy, but I mean, bear with me if you're a JJK fan. You know, hey. Anyway, but it's so fucking beautiful. It's like this box is supposed to represent a box of like opportunities. It's like a facade. Like if you do this, you'll get that. You'll get everything that you've ever wanted to. But we want to break out of that box. So we want to be our, you know, artistic self. And this song kind of like proves it, because this is, in comparison to Run This is like two completely different groups performing. It throws me back to like hearing something like Elevator or Mira, and then suddenly they have side effects. It's so fucking amazing to have like Stray Kids have an amazing contrast, but I feel like this is some of the most contrasty back-to-back music videos I've seen and heard from them in a little while. Anyway, let's take it back. And he's controlling them like a maestro because those fuckers are headless. So it's like headless, mindless,
look at me 이미 부대들 말이로 끝났지 머리를 굴리란 날개로 still moving started 나의 눈감만 봐도 분위기는 잔치 내비도 그래도 찾아먹지 의식성대로 오지랖 곱빼기 빼도 유청 나를 써놨어
Wow, this is so cool. There's a back door in there. Run it.
Everything I do multiply by 2 I got this and that.
What the actual fuck? Yo, and there's a bird. That is in the midst of all of these headless bastards that trying to take us. There's like a bird, and I'm not sure if it's the same bird from like the This and That, not the This and That, the Run It music video, as they reference literally that song as well. But it could be, and it could like symbolize that same freedom, like peace, self-expression, freedom. You know, there's like so many different symbolisms to different birds and whatever. So it just depends on what exactly is that bird specifically, but there's definitely like spreading your wings, you know, freedom, and you know, hope. You know, this is so fucking cool. Damn. And there's the hand too. It's like almost like a revolution sort of thing, and the way each of the sets lights up to the beat of the song was amazing. Sungmin literally has like this tiny door, almost like he's fucking, you know, Jerry from Tom and Jerry or something. Like there's like this tiny door, a door of opportunities to our freedom or whatever. Not sure. Anyway. Damn.
Multiply by 2 I got this and that, this and that. We could take a Cooper truck, boom boom. I got this and that, this and that. Cappuccino and Americano. I'll take this and that, this and that. I'ma rip a show and hit the studio. I do this and that, this and that.
Why does this look like something out of a... It looks like a still shot from like a... like the movie Parasite or something like that. What the fuck? It feels like a reference to like a big time movie. Bong Joon-ho. I had to refresh my memory and look online what was his name, but an amazing director, obviously. Loki Snowpiercer is one of my favorite movies from him, even though Parasite is also amazing, and he's done so much amazing shit outside of that. But it legitimately looks like a nod to something like the movie Parasite, which kind of makes sense with the whole like AI situation. Faceless. First it was headless people, now it's faceless people dressed in suits, almost like a mob, you know, trying to take you, like a mindless mob trying to drag you down. Online shit, whatever, trying to drag Stray Kids down, put them one against the other. I could have sworn like 6 months ago, people were like swearing by the fact that Felix and Bang Chan apparently hate each other or some shit like that. Yeah, I can't, sorry, I don't see that. But anyway, it's just, it feels like there's so many layers to this. Whether it's like personal life, AI, artistic freedom, and they're kind of like trapped in the midst of all of this, trying to break out and being yourself means being different.
I ain't getting no pain. I show you the way. I got no shame and
That was the most different Chung Bean has ever sounded. That was such a different rapping style, and even like the tone itself was so different. Or am I tripping? This was so cool. This feels like a reference. This feels like a cross between God's Menu and... No, God's Menu also had like those marching band members, right? Or am I confusing it with another song? Kind of feels like it was. But then you have like the cappuccino and the americano, right? Everything is spilling, everything is going chaotically out of control, but because we are in control, we won't let it dictate our pace. My pace, sorry. No pun. Anyway, this is so fucking beautiful. Yo, I ain't getting no pain. That shot with the cars changing, the seasons may change, but Stray Kids will never. And by never changing, like, we'll be our artistic selves. And then you have like this coffee tsunami. Nothing, you have like all this wind blowing, like the building and everything, and they're almost like celebrating like a new chapter. It's almost like this building is where it feels like this is where like Backdoor was filmed or something like that. And then you have like what feels like a reference to God's menu, perhaps. My rap is meat is the meat patty. It could never be left out because you can't have a burger without the actual meat, you know. You can try and replicate it. You can give me like a veggie burger. You can give me something that may taste like a meat patty, but nothing is actually going to be that beef, that Chung Bean, that Stray Kids are, you know, Chung Bean is pretty meaty too, not gonna lie. Damn, the Stray Kids badge pinned inside my left chest, literally, you know, got Stray Kids in my heart. This is so fucking amazing. Yo, I'm sorry for all the pausing, but you already know what you got yourself into watching this reaction, and if not, I hope that you already, you know, walked out perhaps, or enjoying this. I'm not sure, but anyway. I ain't getting no pain. I show you the way. I got no shame and I'm 이것저것 랩든지 이미 오래 뺐지. 지루함은 뺐지. 그건 오래전에 뺐지네. 매운 고기 뺐지. 절대 빠질 수 없겠지네. 왼쪽 가슴 속에 박힌 Stray Kids badge. That's so cool. 해서 꿈을 sketch. Let's get it 기획해. 송곡 by match. 또 보여줄 건 나는 너에게 Everything I do want you clap. And that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, vroom vroom. That was so cool. This and that. Cappuccino and Americano. I'll take this and that, this and that. I'ma rip a show when they hit the studio. I do this and that, this and that. We can go fast, we can go slow. What in the inception? Everything I do multiply by two. I got this and that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, vroom vroom. I got this and that, this and that. Cappuccino and Americano. I take this and that, this and that. I'ma rip a show when they hit the studio. I do this and that, this and that. This and that. Talking this. Oh my god. Let's take it back. This might be one of their most unique songs yet. It's so dark, but it's so groovy. I cannot wait to see them perform this on, like, if they perform it like Mama or whatever, this would be like a generational fucking performance. Then you have, it's almost like that. I'm not sure if it's the same box or being ripped into shreds as they're using the shreds, or like the glass breaking as the transition for Sungmin. That was amazing. And they're almost like dancing in like this pool section, but it's covered. And it kind of like reminds me of the set for Hollow, if that makes sense. Let's take it back. There's so much going on in this one. Holy shit. And I like, you can also take like the headless people that are dancing as like, is it the AI trying to replicate them, but because it's headless, it lacks the brain, it lacks the heart? As Stray Kids literally talk about the heart, there's a literal visual. You see Felix and the transition from his scenes to now you have this. You have like this perfect house that almost looks mundane and boring as shit, right? To then having this. It's painted, it's broken down, but there's a heart in there. It's almost like we have soul, we have our music has soul. It's like using AI to create, a poster or create like some sort of an image that you would rather do instead paying an artist to draw it for you. It will still lack the heart. It will lack that creativity, something about it, as amazing as it could be, and as awesome as it is that you have in the palm of your hands, like ChatGPT or like any prompt out there that for free or for like a very little tiny bit of money, you can create something that you could have only dreamed of 15 years ago. Like there is, I guess, time and place, and AI in some instances can be used as an accent piece. I talked about this before, like incorporating AI here and there to push something forward or like to accentuate like a concept or whatever is one thing. But to flat out take AI and replace a hardworking VFX artist, designer, even a writer, there's like a whole bunch of shit about Netflix, like using AI for dialogue and whatever to write shit. It feels soulless. They lack that heart that they literally have in this. The building looks dirtier, but it has like all these drawings. It has character to it. That's what we have, that AI will never be able to replicate. So you can have all these dancers do our moves, but because they're headless, they lack the, it's just somebody doing our moves, but it's not Stray Kids. Anyway, let's look back.
해서 꿈을 sketch Let's get it 기획해 성공 by match 또 보여줄 건 나는 너에게 Everything I do multiply by two I got this and that this and that We could take a coupe or a truck vroom vroom I got this and that this and that Cappuccino and Americano I'll take this and that this and that I'm a ripper show when they hit the studio I do this and that this and that We can go fast, we can go
Oh, this is literally Inception in the mountains. We can go fast, we can go slow. If you can choose, you can have both. That's a smooth line there, so mean. But also, it's Stray Kids letting you know that there is a choice. There is no one right answer there. And also it kind of like makes me think of, in a weird way, of Tortoise and the Hare, like their song where it's about like going so fast and going so slow. It's like everybody moves at their own pace, and it's like you don't have to decide. You can have both. You can be fast, you can be slow. Idiot. But it's like you can have more than just one thing. You have the freedom to choose whatever you want. So you can have this, you can have that. So kind of like the core message is like the creative freedom, basically, which is really, really cool.
I do this and that, this and that. We can go fast, we can go slow. If you can choose, you can have both. Can't stop us now.
The clock landing at 8. Oh, that is so beautiful. I didn't even realize that.
This and that. We can go fast, we can go slow. If you can choose, you can have both. Can't stop us now.
Damn.
Go! Everything I do multiply by 2. I got this and that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, vroom vroom.
Man, I didn't even get the chance to crush on any of the members in this music video, because like the whole message and the concept itself is just, I'm gonna leave the crushing to when we start reacting to all their stages on like the Mnet countdowns, if they do those and whatever. And so if you're watching me on Patreon, we react to Stray Kids every single week and have been for the last 4 years, so there's like so much content. So I'm gonna leave the crushing after we do like after this, deep dive or whatever reaction this is. But this is so fucking cool.
Everything I do multiply by 2. I got this and that, this and that. We could take a coupe or a truck, vroom vroom. I got this and that, this and that. Cappuccino and Americano. I take this and that, this and that. I'm a ripper show and they hit the studio. I do this and that.
Stray Kids, keep on running. Yeah. This was amazing. I'm speechless. This is probably my favorite music video and favorite song from Stray Kids since Divine, which hasn't been that long, but I also feel like it's even more so than Divine. This feels like one of their most like important music videos, one of their most monumental music videos, because of the message that it kind of like carries in today's state of affairs when it comes to AI and creativity and artistic freedom. I felt like it was absolutely incredible. The little touch with the clock, with the 8, was just a genius touch as well. The way they use like the backup dancers as like these headless, almost like AI, an attempt at trying to regenerate Stray Kids. Just because you can do our moves doesn't mean that you have our soul and our artistic freedom, which is also accentuated by the heart with the Felix part as well. Like they have a heart, they have like a character to them that cannot be replicated by AI. So whether it actually touches on like the deep fake stuff that I read about in the comment section and a potential lawsuit that Stray Kids has against someone or whatever, or just in general, calling out in a way AI just in general as something that is representing like this box that instead of giving you like the ability to do everything that you want, it just puts you in a box, literal and metaphorical, to be forced to just create soulless content in a way, because that's what AI can be. You know, a lot of times it takes the soul out of it. Obviously, some people can use AI as like an accent piece and it still maintains like that soul. But when you completely replace a whole crew of people with AI just to cut as much money as possible, and the fact that even like giant studios are doing it for dialogue scenes, for writing, for designing, for anything and everything, it's a box that Stray Kids does not want to operate inside of. So absolutely love this. You know, this music video was absolutely incredible. The guys looked absolutely fucking majestic as shit. The choreo was really, really cool. It obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing like the full choreo, but some of the like the main chorus, it looks so cool and just very chill and very like, you know, almost like dialed back. Like it's more about like the vibe itself and like captivating like that cool aesthetic rather than going super like bombastic with crazy moves and whatnot. So I'm excited to see the rest of the choreo. This was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be checking out the album next week. Exactly when, I'm not sure. Probably closer to like maybe a Monday till like Wednesday or something like that. We'll see. But I'm definitely checking out the album as I usually do with Stray Kids. And if you're interested in tons of extra reactions for Stray Kids, consider checking out the Patreon. Pinned comment will show you most of the content that I have for them. So before ever joining, please check out the list first, just so you know what is available, and don't join unless you know exactly what you're joining for. So I would hate it if somebody joins the Patreon thinking that there's a specific piece of content that actually doesn't exist. So please make sure that it does before you join, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya.